So now is coming to the next topic. So now let's just create a post. um, Caption is here, taking a post, opening it and posting it. I got this post. Now if I go and in my profile, I can see this post. So now, and this is number is also 1. Now if I click on this, right, I want this image to be here. The name should be proper like this username, and the proper caption over here, comment and likes will see. So we need all of these things, right, properly. So now this we need to basically now just understand the use case here. We are clicking on it, the page didn't reload, the URL remains the same, and it fetches all of the data, right? It fetches all of the data from the database and it shows here. So without loading the page, we are fetching data from the database, right? So this is done using Ajax. This is done using Ajax. So now before applying Ajax, we need to include jQuery in our project. What is jQuery and everything will we'll see to it, but as of now you can just copy paste it, or you can actually go here, right? jQuery w3 w3. So what you get is you can just go to jQuery, then get started, and yeah, here you'll find the CDN, Google CDN. Just copy this and paste it in the head section. So head section of profile.html. In the head section of profile.html, I'll go here and I'll paste it. So now I have included jQuery in my project, and jQuery is basically well, how should I explain, a library of JavaScript functions that makes us writing Java, like it helps us in writing JavaScript in a more short way or shorter way, and give us more possibilities basically with JavaScript. We'll see to it, of course, we'll see to it. So now, if you see here, I have this profile.js. So as of now, how it works? So as of now, I have this model over here, right? Ayush has created this particular model. Cool. This particular model was created by Ayush. So all of those images and everything is over here, like the comment, likes, and everything. Cool. So let's go to the profile.js, right? In the static folder, we had profile.js. Let's understand. So I selected all of the just a second for each. Okay. Okay, now so basically now making the model work. No, he has written it here. So now let image post is equals to document dot query selector all image. So now as of now, again one more thing, as of now you remember this thing, right? You remember this. Just a second. You remember this, how this was, first we placed the position here, we made it, and then we made it display none, and every time we click on it we used to change the display property. So something like that is also happening with the profile section. this particular model, right? Whenever we click on close or whenever we click outside the model, what happen outside the post space, it gets closed. That means display becomes none, something like that, right? So let's just see how it is working. So yeah, so first we using the query selector all, I am selecting dot image wrapper and image. So let's just see. So inside the image wrapper, image wrapper, image wrapper. Mm, where is the image wrapper? Inside main. Yeah. So now where is it? Profile info container section post. Yeah, so now this image wrapper, so inside this image wrapper we have this images, right? All of these images. So this is basically image, this box is image wrapper. So I'm selecting all of these and this particular file. Similarly, I'm selecting the model and the close model button, the close model button, this one. Cool. So I selected all of these three items. Now for all the images I have selected, I am adding the event listener. You remember that for loop, right? For, and we went through everything. Similarly, it's for each. So for each also, image posts. So image posts will have right now the list of all of the images. Okay, because it's where I am doing this query selector all is again, the selector name like select id, select last name, it's query selector. So you can just actually create combinations and select different items. So all the images I have selected. Okay, so I have selected all the images, so I have an array of images. Now for each, so image posts in this, inside this particular array, for each image post. So in this image post comes like one element. First it will come the zero element at zero index, then first index, second index, one by one it will come over here. So for all of the image posts, that means for all of the elements inside image post, I am adding an event listener click with show post function, and I am telling show post. This is the function show post. So again, if you see post model, I have selected post model over here. So it's post model dot style dot displays flex, and document dot body dot style overflow is hidden. So okay, just don't care about this right now. We'll see it later. But yeah, so we displayed it flex. Now as soon as I click on the close modal button, okay, as soon as with the post where is it, yeah, so close modal button dot add event listener click. So as soon as I click on it, it will execute hide post, it will execute hide post, and function hide post, it says display none. A basic, an overview, right? So yeah, so now where we need to make changes. So whenever we click on it, show post function was getting executed, right? Show post. So inside show post, with along with all of these things, I'll have to change all of these content. I'll have to change all of these content. So now I will make an AJAX call. AJAX call means I'll try to contact the database and get all of the data without loading the page. How we do that? Let's say dollar dot AJAX. This is the syntax. Then I'll do curly braces. Now here try type. So what is the type of request I am going to generate? I am going to generate a get request. Then what uh, you know uh, what is the URL? What is the URL? Right now we'll have to specify URL. So let it be get post details. Get post details. Now any data that is supposed to be passed. So now this is the data. For example, whenever we used to write the form, whenever we used to submit the form, right? So we had those all of those form data, right? So we used to access request dot post dot get. So request dot get. So here also, whatever data will be there, we can access it through get. So request dot get, and we can access this particular data. It's like that. We'll see how. We'll see how. So this is Ajax, and yeah, so once this is done, we need to pass our data and take a pause and just guess which data is it. It is okay. Take a pause. Yeah, take a pause. Think. Now I'll tell. So it's going to be the ID of that particular post so that we can get the details, right? So that ID of that particular post. So now how am I going to get? Mm, Now let's just check if there's some way. Um, I clicked on the post, which is image wrapper, right? Image wrapper, and we have this link over here. So mm, so yeah, I got it. So now there's one thing that is called data cat ID. Okay, data cat ID. Now data cat ID is also one, like it's a data attribute. It's like a data attribute. So now using this attribute, like the way we used to change the source, right? Document dot, we used to accept the source, right? We used to accept the source. Similarly, we used to remember during the like button, we used to like change the attribute source, right? So similarly, we are going to access this data catted attribute, and this is just used for this exchanging data basically. So now the value I'll add it here is I dot id. I'll say it I dot id. Now now even if you know, let's just reload it once. We'll just inspect it. We'll inspect this particular image. Now if you see, it has data cat id 12. That is basically the id in the table. In the post table, what is the id of this particular post? It is 12. We got this. And now I'll come to profile.js. As of now, we'll just leave it as it is. Let's just check uh, this thing. First, let's just see how we are going to extract the data cat ID attribute in JavaScript. So as of now, we have this post model dot listener no. It's going to be image post dot for each, and we show post, and so post model. How are we going to take the data? Hmm, we'll have to pass some reference or something. Let's just see if this gives that the e parameter. Let's just print and see if we are getting that e parameter, right? The like in during while implementing that live functionality, we had that I explained you about the event like e, right? So let's just check if that is getting printed, so that if I click on this, I click on this. Model is getting printed. Model is getting showed, but console.log e, nothing shows up. Okay. It is in the profile.js, right? Yeah. So I'll just go back to profile again, then I'll click. Let me log out and log in. Sometimes cache error is there. Okay, as of now, if you see now, it just tried to access the profile page, right? So it says that anonymous user is not, because it just logged out, right? Because I was opening in the incognito mode. So everywhere you have to specify that login required condition, right? So I do this, then I do this. I change the username. So it's ASDFDO3N. Yeah, now it's good. Inspect. Yeah, now if you see, it's printing, right? So now if you see, there's an error about this, that this is not found because we haven't generated this particular URL, right? So now it's a mouse event click. Now if we see, we can get the target image, right? So let's just go here. So that means E is working, right? E is working. So now what I'll do is, I'll have to e dot target, right? So e dot target. Now let's just print e dot target. So it should show this particular image. I have this image, and now if you can see, it is having data cat ID 12. We are just moving closer step by step. So e dot target, and then if I just do what was how to dot, if I say source, printing the source. So yeah, access data cat ID Java script. Right, you can see like it is used to store custom data private to the page or applications and all. So how are we going to access it in JavaScript? Okay, it's just about the information. Dot get attribute. So if I just do dot get attribute, and then I write it here, data cat ID. Let's just see what happens. Now if you see, I'm getting it's 12. So basically it's like dot source, I could access it directly. But again, if I write it here source src, you'll see that it's printing the source. It's printing the source. Where exact? So it is stored inside the media folder. If you see, inside the media folder and the post images, the media folder which we have created, right? While setting up the media. While setting up the whole media process, the whole file uploading process, we have set this media folder, right? So this is that. So yeah, so similarly, so this is the way of getting the attribute. So we had that set attribute method. Similarly, this is get attribute. When I didn't knew about it, I usually do it using jQuery, which you guys don't know right now much. So I actually access all of, mostly I use jQuery and all. I use very less JavaScript. So yeah, so get attribute is also there, and so I'll be writing here data hyphen cat ID. Cool. And I'll remove all of these, and I'll just create a var cat ID. Var cat ID, or it's better I'll write post ID. Var post ID is this, and now the data I'll be passing is post ID is equals to post ID. So basically I am passing this post ID as the data, and now this thing will act as name. So it will be writing request.get in brackets and in single quotes post ID. So it will give us the value. So now I'll go to the URL first, and this is again I'll just write this function in views.py of post. Okay, so I'll write path get post details. Cool. Then I have vv dot get, again the same name. Okay, I'll be using the same name, and then the name is equals to get post details. Cool. So once this is done, I'll go to my views.py. I created a view, I created a URL. Now I come here, I do def post get post details. Okay, get post details request. Cool. Now here I'll be writing post ID is equals to request dot get and I'll be writing here post ID. I'll be writing here post ID. Basically what it will be, basically this particular name, what you have, whatever you have mentioned here, you have to write it over here. So now I'll be getting the post ID. Now let's print it and see what happens. Print post ID. Am I getting the post ID correctly over here? So let's just reload it. Now I click on it and show some error. That's fine. We'll go here, and if you see, it's printing 12. It's printing 12. That's great. So we got actually post ID in our Python. Now it's very simple. Post is equals to post post dot objects dot get pk or id is equals to the post ID. Now I got the post. So now here you'll have to return. Now this is one more thing. Now here you are not going to return any redirect or return any HTML, but we are going, because it's an AJAX call, we are not going to reload any page or render any new HTML, but we are going to pass some information that will be displaying it over here. So we'll have with the it's the image, then the username, of course, and because we also we can't pass this object like the whole post object, an object of post table, we can't pass it. We'll have to pass it in form of, let's say, a form of a list. So in a list we'll append the URL of image, the username, the caption, the number of likes, whatever informations are there, we'll have to pass it in a list, and then we'll return it. Cool. So for that, what we'll be doing is we'll have to and also we will have to just a second, I'll tell, let me student JSON response. Yeah, so now again, whenever you are sending any list or anything, using Ajax, you have to convert it into a JSON object. So in form of JSON, again, what is in form of JSON? JSON is very simple. You guys already know about JSON. All of the data types which are having like key value pair, that is JSON. So for example, if I show you some examples of JSON data, and I this. So now if you see, it's just a value like key value, then answer. Now it's a bit complex. So it orders, which is a list. Now inside that I am having order number as key, then value then data is key, then value, all of these kind of stuffs. This is better example. Label is this. Like this is what JSON data looks like. Cool. So now actually, but here whenever we are going to do this, so I'll be writing JSON response, okay, and JSON response. But yeah, before that we need to create a list. So I'll create a list and I'll append. You remember about the append function, right? So I'll append all of these, the values, whatever it is. So first thing, let's say the URL, images URL. So I'll append post dot file. Cool. I'll append post dot file. Then I'll append post dot user dot username. I'll append the username. L dot append post dot caption, right? Caption. Post dot caption. It was caption only, right? Let me just check with the views.py file of post models.py file. Yeah, it is caption. Cool. So yeah, after appending these three values, let me just pass L over here, and then you have to pass this parameter safe equals to true, safe is equals to false. We'll be explaining it, when you guys will be working on the projects. But as of now, let's just understand. Like, let's understand. Like, we have to write it like this. Cool. So now once and even it's not important that you just pass test. You can just pass, let's say, s equals to 0. You can just pass like just one s. You can just pass s. So it's like just you are passing the 0 value, only one value. But when you are passing multiple values, it's like in a form of list. So now it will return all of these. So in the profile.js, now after this, I'll be writing comma success function data. Good. So now if I got all of these things properly, if this all of the execution is proper, then it will come to this success function. This function will get executed only if all of these are have executed properly. There is no error here. Then I'll do what I'll do is, let's say console.log data. Let's see what's coming inside data. Okay, let's see. So basically, to be honest, it will be like this L. So let's see in what format and what exactly is happening. So go here. I'll do C. Yeah. As soon as I click on this, says get post details. Let's see if some error, object of type file field is not JSON. Okay, so that is a file field, so we can't serialize it. So let's just convert that into a string, and then append it. Let's see if that works. Yeah. So now we'll just reload again, and then I click on net. Now if you see, I have the array, and in the array I have this whole the URL, the path of the particular image, the path of the particular post, image post, then the username and whatever the caption is. Now I'll have to replace all of these values over here. So how I'll do that? It's again by using JavaScript only. This is a bit complex JavaScript. I'll summarize this again as I complete it. So what I'll do is, in order to select all of these particular elements, for image, we'll be just changing the source, right? For image, and similarly we'll have to change the other text also. So it's in the profile. I'll go here. I'll go to the model, right? Inside the model I have to change. So what and all you have to change? We'll have to change this post content. So I'll give it an ID so that I can actually select it uniquely. So I'll give it an ID, modal post content, modal post content. Okay, modal hyphen, so that we can identify, okay, this is the, and we can directly select this particular image. Cool. Now this is the username. This is the place where it is the username. So here this span, I'll give it an ID. Everything I'll give it an ID, so that we can uniquely select that particular element. So it will be like modal username. Cool. Then again, yeah, now again I have this thing here, that again I'll have to change the username here, and the caption will go over here. So okay, I'll do this whole paragraph, so that I can select this whole paragraph. I'll give an ID. I'll give an ID like modal caption. Cool. So I have these three things selected. So now in profile.js I'll go. After I receive the data inside the success, once everything is done properly and I receive the data properly, then inside the success function I am writing, right? So if the success is not happening, this won't be executed, right? So here I am writing document dot get element by ID, modal post content. Let me just verify if it was the same. It's modal post content. One minute, I'll just copy it from here itself. Yeah, so cool. This is done. And so dot source is equals to, so now we just change the source. So how and also we know this data is an array, and the first array, that is with the index 0, it contains the URL, right? And if you see, there's one small thing, that media is not included. The Python, whatever URL is Python is sending, it is omitting the media part off. So that media part, because JavaScript doesn't know, right? It's still Python. Python knows how to handle media. We don't. JavaScript doesn't know. So we need to add that media to this URL, manually. So what we'll do is source as slash media slash, and then from post images onward it has. So I'll write plus data of 0. Let's just see if the image is changing. Now I click on it. Yep, the image changed. Now, yeah, this is some styling error we'll have to fix, okay? But the point is, okay, he has given the width of 100%. Yes, the modal. Yeah, so for example, in different modal content, let's say if I do width as 953 pixels. Yeah, now if you see, it fits properly, right? So I just made that width less, right? So let me just add this. So it will be like profile.css line number 120. So I'll go to this profile.css line number 120, line number 120. Yep, this place I'll write max width, the same code, right? The max width has 950 pixels. So now if I reload it, now if I click on it, if I sometimes I guess it on my doesn't load, I'll have to again, load it again. It will work. It will work. Yeah, profile. No. 1, 2, 3. Then yeah, I profile. Click on it. Okay, it's still showing the same. Where did I end it? Profile.html and okay, we'll just set it to width. Um, 100%. Yeah, actually the width also it was set to auto, so it was automatically taking the maximum size of the image, right? So yeah, now if you see it's proper. So now whenever I click, the image is basically the more important thing was the source of the image is getting changed, right? The source of the image is getting changed and it's the same thing. Now similarly I'll be changing the others also. So I'll be like document dot dot get element by id modal, I guess it was modal username, and then inside that how will we reach inside it. So whenever if you see it has just text. So what and we don't want anything else also, we just want to render text. So I'll be writing dot inner text. Again, I'll just check if it is inner capital TEXT or it's yeah, it's fine. So inner text is equals to data of 1 because in 1 we had the username. So now let's just check if Ravi Kumar Care SNGH 123 is there or not. Yeah, it's done if you see, right? And now again we'll have to change it here also, but let's just see. Now what I'll do is document dot get element by id. I'll have modal caption. I have this modal caption over here. Modal caption. Now if you see, if I want to change it, I have to change this whole thing, right? Now inside this whole thing, I have this small HTML part, right? That is an anchor tag. So what I'll be doing here is, I'll be, copying this part in the profile.js. I'll write dot inner HTML. So the whole inner HTML is going to be like this. Also, if for okay, as of now it's not creating any problem, so it's fine. And here, so you get to know what I am doing right now. So now, whenever you come across something, so you just have to place a slash. Okay, backslash, I guess. Yeah. So giving it a backslash, it will help help it to understand, like this inverted comma is a part of string. It is a part of string and not you know mm, uh, it is not uh, uh, inverted commas for string. So basically, let's say this is a string, right? This inverted comma is used to enclose the string, but putting a backslash in front of that will say that this is not used for enclosing a string. It is just to be the part of the string. So this becomes a part of the string. And yeah, so here also plus. And now here I'll write data of one. That is the username. And here I'll be writing, just a second, um, yeah, plus data of 2. At the end, I'll be writing the caption. So now let's just check. Yeah, no, this thing got replaced and the caption is here. So let's say create a new post. Okay, we'll create a new post. We'll create a new post. In the caption, let's just try something which is recognizable, and then we'll add, add something and we'll post. Cool. So we posted this particular picture. I go back here to the profile. I have this post here. I click on it. Now I have this. Now again, this width is 100%, so it is taking this much up. But yeah, we'll have to change the styling and all everything. But now if you see, it's the image is getting changed and the profile and the caption is also getting changed. So this is how you are going to take live data, like fetching data live without loading the page from the server and showing it on the HTML web page. This is also very important, guys, because a lot of places we have to use it here. So now, so once we are done with this, I am not going to tell you about the like and the comment button. Okay, the like and the comment button you guys have to figure out or by yourselves, because it's again it will be involving. So as soon as you click on it, you have to pass the same ID of this particular post which is clicked, and you have to increase the like by 1 for this particular post. First you have to increase the like by 1, and along with that you have to create a like object in the like table, right? And then you have to change the source. These are the 3 things which you have to do. And again, if you click again, then again you have to make sure that you are passing one more variable to see if you are liking it and disliking it. So if you are disliking it, it should reduce the like by 1, and delete that particular. So using dot delete, we'll have to delete that particular like record from the like table, right? And similarly, you have to implement it for comment as well. So even if in future we get time and you guys are interested, then we can just take this session up on like and comment. But yeah, the important things is about fetching live data is covered. So I'll just uh, summarize this again in short. So what we did was initially, as we just understood the the show post where on clicking the modal was getting opened. There we saw, okay, it is displaying flex. That is fine. Now we wanted to get all of the details. So first, using the event, where we get all the details about the event listener, right? So then dot target dot get attribute. Sorry. Then data catet is the attribute which stores data, and for that here what we have created is, inside data catet attribute we passed the ID of the post. We passed the ID of the post, right? And now in the profile.js, here I try to access the ID. Now in post ID I have the ID of the post which is getting clicked. Now I am making an AJAX call to this particular post and I am passing the detail of the post getting clicked. And then again I created a URL for that. Inside the views.py of post, I created the same URL or the view function. I accessed the post ID using request.get.get, and the same name, using the same name as the name provided in the data, right? And then taking the value, appending it in the list, and then you're returning it using JSON response. So now after returning it here, the data becomes the same similar list like this. The data becomes a similar list like L, and then we just replace all of the, we select, we have given an ID to all of the model objects, which needs to be changed, and we are just selecting them individually and changing the data. That's it. So I hope this part is also clear now. So done. And yeah, so again now following is left. Mm, cool. We'll just take this up later. Okay, we'll take this up later. Mm, because I guess 2 lectures are already done and it's a lot. And almost like you guys know all the concept. Again, in case of this also we'll be using the same concept. So there would be nothing new. So we'll be just taking this up later. I'll try to create one more video, and meanwhile I'll now log out, and bye bye. I hope you guys understood the Ajax call. Ajax call is, Ajax call is uh, very important because we use it a lot, really a lot, at a lot of places. So make sure you do this. And yeah, also one more thing, that is the responsive design, right? So responsive design is like, I'll share a tutorial because it will be a bit, it will take again a lot of time to actually explain you in details about responsiveness. So I'll be sharing with you guys a link, a YouTube link maybe. Yeah, of course, a YouTube link, sorry, about responsiveness. Please go through that. And yeah, that's it. I'll stop the recording.